First question I have is, can you tell us a little bit about Schell Games and how it got started, and a little bit of the history of HoloLAB Champions?
Yeah, sure. Schell Games is a company in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have about 120 people. We've been at it for about 16 years. We started out as a pure entertainment company, but gradually started moving towards educational games as well. And HoloLAB Champions got started because we started thinking about, all right, how can VR be useful in the classroom? You know, what are real problems that could be solved by VR in the classroom? And we saw that chemistry labs are a thing that are very challenging. There's a lot of expense and danger associated with chemistry labs. And we thought, you know what, if we can make a virtual chemistry lab, you don't have the expense of the chemicals, you don't have the danger of the glassware, you don't have the danger of the flames, all that stuff made us say, yeah, let's give it a try.
And just based on the footage I've seen, it seems very innovative to really just integrate VR, like you were just saying, into chemistry. Why chemistry as the first subject instead of something like probably English or math, to choosing like letters and everything else?
Yeah, there's a few different reasons. So one of the things, chemistry lab is very tangible, and what VR is good at is stuff you can actually hold and manipulate. Doing math with VR is possible, but it's trickier to figure out. And English, same thing. Like, how am I doing words in VR? So the tangibility of chemistry lab is a plus. Secondly, there's a realistic situation where the early adopters of technology in a school tend to be the science teachers. If there's going to be a VR system in a school, probably the science teacher brought it in. Less likely that the English teacher brought it in. And so therefore giving software that's going to be useful to the science teachers is going to be more useful sooner. Now we're moving on from that. One of our next products is we're doing work on a history-oriented project, but our early stuff tends to be about science.
And what grade level is this really aimed for, HoloLAB?
Yeah, HoloLAB Champions is mainly aimed kind of at high school level, for kind of high school chemistry level, but we found it works fine for kids as young as 10 years old. It also works really well on anybody doing college level chemistry. And of course, we've designed it so that it's just fun to play for anybody who's like interested in kind of how would I do at a Chem Lab game show.
And when will this game be released?
Coming out July 10th, but you can put it on your Steam wish list right away.
Oh, so you can pre-order it and everything else that's available to
well, you put it on wish list right now,
okay,
and then you can order it starting July 10th.
And how much levels is this?
It's a little tough to measure. So it's got 2 long lab challenges in it. Each one of them has about 10 levels. So about 20 levels would be the right way to do it.
And since we're at the Game for Change, can you explain how Champions mean to you, Schell Games, and just overall how education and gaming can come together to really bring more of an education?
Yeah, I mean, the mission of Schell Games is to create experiences that are going to make the world a better place. And one of the ways to do that is by providing games that do education in new ways and different ways, right? Because anytime you make a game to do education, you're basically saying, we need to do this education in a new way. You're solving some problem. And so the idea of using technology to make things accessible to people who couldn't really have access to that education before is one of the things that's the most meaningful to us. One of the ones I think about a lot with HoloLAB Champions is maybe somebody who's being homeschooled, right? You can learn a lot in homeschool, but what's your Chem Lab experience going to be like? It's going to be pretty terrible, but to be able to do it in VR and have a college level laboratory and get that experience at home on your own through a homeschool, or even just as a science student who just wants to learn more on their own, that's something that means a lot to us. And
can you tell us a little bit of what's coming up next for Schell Games?
So Schell Games continues to do a number of different things in education space and entertainment space. We continue to do a lot of virtual reality, a lot of augmented reality, so there'll definitely be a lot of announcements about that coming in the coming year. So sword fighting has been a thing we've been very excited about on the entertainment side. On the education side, history games and health games are things we've been taking very seriously.
Nice. And how long was this HoloLabs in development?
HoloLAB Champions, I think it's been about 2 years overall in terms of from the early prototypes to where we are right now. It's about a 2-year project.
And just final question. Of course, this is going to be on Steam, but any other information they can go to get more information on HoloLAB Champions?
Yep, the best way to get information, you can get information, the best way right now is to go to Steam and look for HoloLAB Champions on Steam. Very soon we'll have the updated Schell Games webpage that'll have information as well.
Jesse, thank you very much.
Sure thing.
One thing I really did enjoy about playing HoloLAB Champions was just how immersive it really was. As you can see me here, just really starting off, just to give you a quick overview of the game. It really is just something really special that they've really done here with this, to really just teach kids chemistry and just really getting the science down really packed. I mean, I love how they start off very basic by introducing things like such as beakers and which each chemical is for. And I would definitely say the key to this game is actually instructions, just like how you kids will do in school. Reading instructions, comprehending, and really just going for it. And I really did enjoy what they really were able to convey. First things first is just the presentation. As you can see from here, seeing it from the TV is one thing, but when you actually have that VR headset on, it's a whole nother ball game. It's just really something amazing. Like, I was so immersed in this, and just credit to the developers, the writers, the voice acting as well, to really bring this fun game for the kids out there and just really show just fun, just like the mechanics of it, of me pouring it. As you can see, the action of me pouring each chemical into a particular beaker, and just them giving you lessons on which each product does, and you even have to do measuring down the line, which I thought was really, really impressive. And overall, you guys, this was just a very, very fun game from just its presentation. And one thing I really did like about HoloLAB Champions, what they did, especially a Game for Change, is there's so much lessons in this, and I can really see this in schools, especially for kids who are not really comfortable playing with chemicals. And I can see this being a way for schools in general too. Just if the kids are not comfortable, it's more safer. You can still teach them this, and it's a fun way too as well, to instead of just giving them a slideshow PowerPoint presentation or having them watch a movie. You know, if enough funding happens, we can actually get this stuff into the schools and just really put the headsets on and really teach kids a fun way. And just, it really does a great job of engaging the children and engaging high school kids and anybody of all age who really just wanted to learn more about chemistry. Gameplay wise, the controls and the motion controls were very, very simple, very responsive. I had no problems, no glitches. Everything was clear as day. Definitely pick this up when it comes out on Steam. And if you guys have VR headsets at home, this is something you might want to check out for your kids. And if you have kids, this is something you might want to check out for them. I think it was a very, very, very well done, very fun game. I'm looking very forward to playing this more. And just the graphics, the presentation, the gameplay fundamentals, teaching you how to measure, and it's really immersive, and I've been really impressed with this. So this is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for more coverage on Games for Change and our summer anime. As always, you guys, you can subscribe to our channel by hitting the subscribe button, and you can also subscribe to our email list at otakusandgeeks.com and check out all our anime, video games, interviews, reviews, films, music, TV. We do it all here at ONG. This is Justin once again saying, signing off. Later days. Peace.